So before we begin our practice, just coming into an intention, place the hands on the tops of the thighs and helping to have you feel a grounding sense. This is a swirling time of year, the new moon and super moon in Gemini, and Gemini has two faces, twins, your shadow aspect of who you are and your real self, and the two dual. The dual is fantastic if you're ready for it. It means it shows you the shadow aspects of who you are, and really truly if you are in alignment with your soul's desire. It creates a lot of chaos in our minds and in the emotion. So let's ground and allow the chaotic mind and the swirling mind and those dualities to come into one. So on your inhale, take your arms towards the sky and just washing away the energetic field of what's going on around you. And on your exhale, pressing down any negative energy and just pressing it down into the earth. And on your inhale, rising up, feeling positive energy around your auric field. And on your exhale, pressing down anything that is coming in to distract you. And one more time, inhale, lifting up. Just feel good energy coming in. And on your exhale, pressing down and out. And we'll come into a tabletop pose and separate the legs hip distance or something comfortable. And going around in nice, big, wide hip circles. Anytime that you want to unravel tension in the lower base, in the lower part of your body, which is where we hold a lot of emotions and things even that we don't even know we're aware of, and our seat and our hips. And this is also the first chakra, which is where we identify with the first true self of who we are when we come into our family, our community, and our tribe, and how relatable we are to that now that we are, a grown up, right? And so let's move that energy now through a cat-cow variation. And I call this an undulation of spine. All my teachers have taught me this dynamic movement, and it really releases a lot of stuck energy through your energetic system, and it's also fantastic movement for lubricating your spine. Our spine is designed to move snake-like, diagonal-like. Here's diagonal movements. You can bend your elbows in this variation. You can let your back sway. So it's very side-to-side snake-like, and I'm getting some nice good pops and cracks. And then start to invite little animal-like creatures. If you have animal creatures at home, God, they just look so good when they do their little stretches. And go ahead and imitate, do it with them, and find out how yummy that feels. Okay, so let's take right hand to the earth. Inhale, sweep left arm to the sky. Don't allow your hips to move. Engage. You'll see all the side body engaging here to move just that arm. And then back down and underneath. On your next inhale, lift, move with breath. And down. And last inhale, up. And exhale, down. And the opposite side, left hand stays. Inhale, sweep right arm up. Try not to move your hips. You'll see me struggle with it as well. And I'm just warming up your body, warming my body up. The heat comes in a lot during these movements, especially as you use more of your core. And back down. Let's open up your feet, all 10 toes to the earth, especially your little pinky toe. Open up the backs of the feet. Feet are the first thing that touch the earth, especially if you walk, which most of us do, right? So it's really important for the health of our feet, because whatever's on top of the feet needs to also be healthy too. So it's a kinetic line of energy. Movement, 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 movement. Movement in your brain, right? Flexibility in the mind. So let's plank it up. Round, round, round vigorously through your shoulders. Draw your chin in slightly. Okay, so I'm not looking back. I see that all the time when I teach. All the time they're looking down. I'm like, what are you looking at? Forward or slightly forward. So you feel this extension here in the back of your neck, okay? You're supporting the neck. The neck is strong, 360 degrees as well. On your exhale, let's finally send the hips back. Nice fluid motion. Notice I didn't suck my stomach in. I'm just staying in this nice braced motion and land the heels. If you are tight in your hamstrings, especially in the beginning, lift the heels, bend the knees, free yourself. Let your shoulders have some mobility here. You can see me from the side right there, okay? I'm looping the shoulders back, trying to kiss my shoulder blades a little bit closer towards one another. Okay, and then I'll come back to here. Let's do a pulsation vinyasa from plank back to downward dog. On your inhale, go ahead and move forward. On your exhale, send the hips back. You can always bend your knees. Inhale, move forward. Exhale, pull back. 3 more times. Try to use Ujjayi breath. It's a victorious breath. It happens inside the nose and the hollowing out of the back of the throat. It's usually one of the hardest things to learn when you first start doing yoga. It's just the breath. And then we'll stay in downward dog. Just walk it out. Start to walk the feet together. Let's take the right leg up, swoop it up. Just feel a little freedom. Like, go for it. The alignment doesn't matter here to me. I just want you to feel good. You can see me sink into my left hip. It's no problem. I don't want to worry about it right now. I just want to feel my body. On your exhale, pull it through, drop down into the left knee. Okay, then we're going to find a nice, balanced lunge. Difference between my lunge, a lot of other people's lunges, whatever, and yoga lunge. Yoga lunge, I see this a lot of sinking in this hip. Over time, it really hurts the ligaments and tendons. I want you to activate this guy, pull it back, squeeze, right hip back, left hip forward, ribs draw in, brace, inhale, arms up. As you exhale, take the left arm forward, right arm back. On your inhale, come back up. On your exhale, twist. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, twist. Just thoracic spine's moving. Inhale. And exhale, release. Plant hand, step back, move to plank. Inhale, stay. Exhale, down to the earth. All the way down, knees, chest, chin. I'm just like letting myself marry the earth. Get grounded. The more it's closer you stay to the earth, the better. On your next inhale, move up through a variation of cobra. Exhale down. Move up through upward facing dog. Engage the legs, the fronts of the legs, backs of the legs. Try not to sink. Okay? And then pull on back to downward dog. Left leg lifts in freedom, space. Just let it feel good. Oh, it feels so good in the inner groin. And then on your exhale, pull it through. Okay, and then find the alignment. I call it like this, looping of the hips. So the hips are finding their alignment. One will shift forward, the other one will shift back. I want you to get them back into neutral pelvis. So here, that's where the left hip is shifted forward. Here, I've pulled it back now into its alignment. I want to imagine as if I have a rod or a stick from the ground up through the crown of my head. On my inhale, lift. On my exhale, twist towards the left, squeeze the right glute. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, move. Inhale, stay. If you'd like, move through Chaturanga Dandasana. So you have to do this shifty thing. Come down, elbows over wrists, flip your feet, press back up. I try not to dip too much in my shoulders, and then pull back. One breath. Exhale, step feet together. Inhale, right leg lifts. Now find alignment. Squeeze inner and outer hips. Gaze slightly forward. Try not to look too far back. Come high into the ball of the left foot. Coil your heel in towards your glute. On your exhale, pull this leg in towards your nose. Shift shoulders over wrists. And then pull it all the way back up. Don't extend the leg. Exhale again. Coil. Finding core. Finding that ability to stay in the motion with strength. Staying low to the earth for grounding. And finally pulling it all the way through. We're going to stay in this lunge variation. On your exhale, coil and round and press like you're in a cat variation. On your inhale, radiate the energy forward and back. Exhale, round, coil, find the dual action of engagement through the legs. And then press the heel back and the crown forward. One more time, scissoring the inner thighs, coil, and inhale out. On your exhale, move towards the center. Heels together. Variation of Malasana squat, one of my favorites. When I was first taught this, it was not one of my favorites. All right, so your heels, ankles, knees are all in one line. Okay, now I'm sinking into this right now just because it feels kind of good. And I'm going to show you from the side what I'm talking about. Now I'm going to engage feet, legs. You'll see me start to grow up and out of it. Then there's the sink. You can see it probably better like this. And I'm going to grow up and out of it. Once you're in that growing up and out of it, stay here and hold. Now I'm pressing elbows into knees and knees into elbows. On my exhale, I'm going to round. Watch how that works. I'm arm pressing, creating a ton of traction, and then inhaling back to neutral spine. Exhaling round. Inhale back to flat spine. Exhale round, create tension. Inhale, relax. On your exhale, move to the opposite side of the mat. Inhale, radiate, energy, lunge. Exhale, round. Inhale, radiate, squeeze the glute of the back right leg. Exhale, pull it together. Inhale, one last time. Exhale, round. You should start to feel a lot of heat. Inhale to step back. Exhale, vinyasa. Inhale, lift, powerful legs, powerful back body. Exhale, downward facing dog. So, that is one badass little sequence right there just to start without having to go through a whole sun salutation to warm up. Let's go for the left leg. Inhale left, bend knee. Exhale, come in, coil. Touch nose to knee, maybe. And back up. Exhale, coil. So we're working your hamstring. We're trying to keep your heel really close. One more time. The closer you keep it, the easier it is to pull the leg through. And the more strength you have in your glute and your hamstring over time. Let's come up into crescent pose. Inhale, arms up. As you exhale, bring hands down, heart center. Inhale, stay. All right, so my right hip is slightly shifted back compared to the left. I'm going to drop down into my lunge that I've worked so hard on in the beginning. I'm tight right here. Most people are tight right here, okay? I'm going to find that inner alignment. Left hip back, right hip forward, pressing hands together. Feels a little bit better there. Now I'm going to rise up into my crescent pose. There's my truth. Where it goes, who knows? But I'm going to try and press the right leg back and extend this and make this guy as hard as a rock. Please, God, let it get a little bit softer. Ooh! And I'm going to squeeze my right butt cheek so that this can get a stretch. So whatever's behind what you're trying to stretch is actually strengthening and gathering more energy to support this so that you don't overstretch. And then here we go. We're going to inhale and hold, and I'm shaking. I hope you're shaking. You can pull out of your side body. Just let it feel good. And then on your exhale, come down. Reset up the legs if you need to. I'm going to fire up that back leg. I'm going to coil it round. Stay here for energy. I'm going to let my arms fly and hold 3 breaths. Keep drawing left hip back. Keep drawing shoulders away from your ears. And slowly release. Step the back leg in just a tad, working for a 60-degree angle on the back right foot. Pull the left hip back again, right hip forward. Right inner thigh is aiming slightly forward. Left inner thigh is going backwards. They try to scissor and meet towards one another, finding stability and neutral pelvis. This is such a difficult pose. It's offered all the time. And I just, it's one of my nemesis as well, but man, it's a good one. Soften the front knee slightly if you feel too much tension. And then if you'd like, twisting towards the left. So I'm going to slowly move towards that twist, activating my core, continuously pushing right hip forward, continuously opening. Oh, one more breath. And release. Inhale, step the left leg back. Let it have some freedom. My gosh, it worked so hard. Feels so good. And slowly bring it back through. Let's go back towards Malasana squat. Oh yes, this one again. Because this is earth. This is Bhumi, earth. This is tribal. This is like if you can be here and be here in the jungle, be here in life, you've got a lot of strength. You've got a lot of character about you, you know? Like how many cultures have lived in this space? I'm trying to distract you, okay? So here I'm going to activate it. Oh, goodness. And I've worked hard to get this lower depth. I'm going to come up, show you where else you can be, and then let's go for it. 5 pulsations. On your inhale, up. On your exhale, sink as low as you can. Inhale, lift. Keep drawing the knees out. On your exhale, down. Always squeezing sit bones together, activating the underneath of your legs. Inhale and exhale. And oh my God, inhale and exhale. Oh, release. Let's do a forward fold. Toes forward, knees forward. Maybe just a little sway, a little relaxation. Oh my goodness. And then we'll cruise around to the other side. We've got crescent pose, right? So we come up. Okay, and I can feel that left hip kind of shifting back. So I'll reset up really quick. I like to pull my hands down, feel the inner loopings of my shoulders, ribs, hips, and then I'm going to drive up. Okay, now I'm like maybe from that middle thigh, I can push it back. Loop, squeeze, squeeze. Pull this guy, drive it. And then lifting up and out of the side body. On this side, I'm just going to show you another variation. You can clasp around your wrist and pull out of those attachments that are stuck and adhesed a lot of the time around the bones of our hips. Oh, that feels so good. And slowly release and hands down. So you can pull the feet towards each other however you'd like. You might need a little more than hip distance, some of you. And then find where it is neutral. Squeeze inner thighs, soft bend in the front knee if you need it. Otherwise, lock it out. Okay, and then try to straighten the spine. If you need a block, place it here. If you have a lot of core strength, you can use it here instead of blocks. And then we're going to twist. Hand can go here, outside. Let's see what happens. This side for me is not as tight as the other side. Okay, you can see me adjusting my spine, my core. Maybe I take the gaze. Just maybe. For those of us that do a lot of other athletic activities, this is tight. It's just part of the deal. But what's the good part is we're doing something about it. And we're doing something about it right here. On your inhale, step back. On your exhale, vinyasa. Or skip it. I always say that. You know, what if you did like 100 push-ups yesterday? I don't know. You might have. And pull it all the way back. Inhale, big breath. Feel the wave of movement through your whole spine and body. And then gently walk your hands back towards your feet. Inhale halfway. On your exhale, sit down into another variation of a squat. So in this squat, this is, for some of us, like even in CrossFit, it's called ass to grass, okay? A lot of us, though, will round and we will sink, like I'm rounding and sinking into my joints. It feels pretty good for me here. Once I activate this SOB, it is a very dynamic pose. So I'm going to talk about the activation from your feet. Push into your big toes and lift all 4 toes up. See if you can even feel what's going on there. All right, now push the knees out without your arms or your elbows. And then lift up and out of the joints at the hips. And squeeze the sit bones. And you can press the hands together. I kind of have to have my elbows out so I can really feel this sensation. And now I am very active in this pose. I'm not sitting back, flaring my little booty back out. I've actually drawn it in slightly. And that is an active Malasana squat. On your inhale, rise. On your exhale, sink. Inhale. Squeeze at the top. Exhale. Inhale, squeeze at the top. Exhale, down. Inhale, crawl out to plank pose. Inhale, stay. On your exhale, pull back into a variation of turbo dog. It's like that squat inside of a downward dog. And then back. And exhale out, mouth. And inhale back. And exhale out, mouth. And one more time. And exhale out, mouth. And inhale, plank. And exhale, vinyasa. Root to rise. Root to rise. And all the way back. Downward dog. Left foot center line, right leg lifts. Exhale, pull through. Warrior 1, back toes at about a 60 degree. If that works for you, inhale, arms rise. On your exhale, loop the arms back behind you. Don't worry about this right thigh sinking down towards the ground. What happens, I'll show you what happens. Watch this part of my spine as I do that. I can't control it, that's why, okay? That's fine. It's fine. That's yoga. Just get over it. That's fine. Here we go. I'll go down. I have lost the pose for me. See how my belly starts to go rounding out. This is now sinking into the low back. So for me, here I'm going to tuck. It'd be nice if I could just take the heel up with me. Ooh. That's it. That's what I got. You saw how much I had to lift up out of that. This is still active. Now I'm going to pull this situation back. And pull. And pull. And inhale big. And exhale, surrender. Okay, come down in between the legs. And you're squeezing out the right side of your colon. Giving the liver a nice little flush. Adrenals. Nervous system calms down as soon as you fold forward. And as you're ready on your inhale, use the strength in your arms and your legs. Equally distribute. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift arms. Exhale, pivot. Sink down. Inhale, twist. Exhale, take the right arm to the sky, left arm to the sky. All the way back down. Step right leg back. Swivel heels towards the left. Inhale, right arm up. Squeeze glutes. Shoulder blades squeeze together. One more breath here. Neck, head, wherever you want. Slowly release back down. Vinyasa if you'd like, or skip it and move to downward dog. And of course, the famous good old line, the other side. Left leg lifts. Going for warrior one. Slow movement. Use all your tools. Back foot marries the earth, 60 degrees lift. Okay, now we know where we stand here. Now I know sort of where I stand here. This side's a little tighter, it seems. Interlace, shoulders loop. Working the left hip back, right hip forward. Great big stretch in the front of my right leg. Right hip flexor. Maybe I lift up and out. Oh, goodness. For those of us that do lots of lunges and squats, it's a vigorous stretch in that right leg. I'm going to go for it. Feels good. And then surrender. Okay, and then find your alignment. You'll see me kind of shift shoulders. Shimmy my boobs inside my legs, right? Guys that have really big shoulders and chest, widen your foot. Take it over to the side. It's no big deal. Find what's right for you. Now I'm finally going to surrender the head, the neck. On your inhale, lift. On your exhale, release tension. Inhale, swivel back heel. Exhale, turn towards your left, twist. Inhale, lift. You can see it in me. Woo! That feels amazing, though. I love the simpleness of the postures when done right. They create an extremely dynamic experience. It is soulful. It is to the root of your body. It's to the bones. Slowly release hands down. Inhale to down dog. Exhale, surrender the knees. Inhale to cow. Sway your hips side to side. Finally sink heels and hips towards one another and all the way down into child's pose. From here, you may continue that same routine 2 more times, both sides. Can make it a longer practice if you're satisfied with what just happened. And that's the time that you have today. Feel victorious in that. So, with victory, coming back to where we started, inhale, the arms towards the sky, palms touch. This means victory. It's a mudra. It's Jai mudra. May you be victorious in your journey on your path through the muck and this earth stuff and the human being existence. On your next breath, take your hands towards the third eye, May you be blessed with listening to your intuition and your birthright. On your next inhale towards the mouth and the throat, may you have the courage to speak and live your truth. And finally, towards the base of who you are, and your heart, and your core, and your courage, may you have the will to let your heart be your guide. And gratitude for this practice. Namaste.